In the rugged foothills of southern Italy, under the burning sun of 71 BC, Spartacus stood on a ridge overlooking the battlefield, the vast Roman army arrayed in disciplined ranks before him. Behind him, tens of thousands of former slaves and gladiators awaited his command, their eyes hardened by years of suffering, yet ablaze with hope. This was the final confrontation, the last stand of a rebellion that had shaken Rome to its core. Crassus was ruthless and immensely wealthy, determined to crush the rebellion to secure his political future in Rome. The Senate had grown fearful. Spartacus' victories had humiliated Roman commanders, destabilized provinces, and given hope to the oppressed masses. Spartacus, born a Thracian warrior, once served Rome as a soldier before deserting in disgust. Captured, enslaved, and condemned to gladiatorial combat, he had refused to submit quietly to his fate. Spartacus' fighters, driven by raw determination and dreams of freedom, initially broke the Roman lines, sending shockwaves of panic through Crassus' legions. With brutal efficiency, he deployed reserves, tightening his formations and encircling Spartacus' exhausted fighters. Slowly, relentlessly, the disciplined Roman lines closed in, tightening their grip like a vice. Instead, Spartacus ignited a rebellion, rallying fellow slaves, gladiators, and oppressed laborers. Whatever the outcome, let Rome never forget the name Spartacus or the courage of those who stood with him. His sword swung tirelessly, his body bruised and bloodied, yet his resolve unwavering. Spartacus raised his sword, defiant to the last, and charged once more, his final cry echoing across the battlefield. Roman soldiers fell before him, fear and awe etched upon their faces. Yet, even this ruthless spectacle couldn't erase Spartacus' legacy. His courage and defiance ignited a flame of resistance remembered for generations. His name survived, becoming immortal not merely as a rebel, but as an enduring symbol of hope and defiance against tyranny. Spartacus stood alone, a warrior framed by the dying sun, his rebellion nearly extinguished, but his spirit undefeated. The Republic would never forget the fear and humiliation inflicted by those they once considered mere property. Spartacus' last stand became a powerful symbol of resistance against oppression, echoing through history, inspiring countless generations to rise and fight for freedom. Spartacus reached within sight of Crassus, who watched, calm and calculating, surrounded by his most loyal guards. In a final desperate charge, Spartacus cut through ranks, aiming straight at Crassus himself, determined to fell the Roman general and alter history's course. Rome had triumphed, yet at an enormous cost. Thousands of Roman soldiers lay dead, and Spartacus' rebellion had exposed the Republic's deep vulnerabilities. Many fell around him, their courage undiminished even as defeat loomed closer. From a small escape of fewer than 70 gladiators at Capua, the uprising had grown to a colossal force of over 70,000, challenging Rome's mightiest legions. As Spartacus surveyed the enemy, the famed Roman general Marcus Licinius Crassus stood among his troops, commanding over 40,000 disciplined soldiers. "Today," Spartacus called out, turning to his followers, "we fight not just for freedom, but to remind Rome we are men, not beasts." A thunderous cheer erupted, echoing through the valley, defiant and fearless. The battle began with a thunderous charge from Spartacus' forces, warriors armed with makeshift weapons, stolen Roman swords, and spears forged in rebellion's fiery heart. Spartacus led from the front, his sword gleaming, eyes ablaze, cutting through the Roman front lines. His tactical brilliance had repeatedly outwitted Rome's best, and now, even Crassus felt a flicker of doubt as the rebels pushed fiercely forward. For hours, the clash raged furiously, the air thick with dust, screams, and the ring of metal against metal. Yet, Crassus had learned from Rome's earlier humiliations. Realizing the battle was turning, Spartacus fought desperately, rallying his men with roars of defiance. As evening approached, Spartacus faced Crassus' elite legionaries, Rome's finest warriors who had been specifically trained to end the rebellion. His advance was fierce, unstoppable, a whirlwind of steel and fury. But the numbers were against Spartacus. Surrounded by elite troops, his companions falling one by one, he realized this would be his final act. The Romans hesitated, respecting his bravery even as they moved in for the kill. When the dust settled, Spartacus lay fallen among his bravest followers. Crassus ordered harsh reprisals. Over 6,000 captured rebels were crucified along the Appian Way, a grim warning stretching from Capua to Rome. Though Spartacus fell that day, his rebellion profoundly altered Rome. Rome might have defeated Spartacus, but they could never erase the legacy of a man who dared challenge an empire.